Hi everybody, welcome to lesson 3 for indices. Today we'll be looking at the zero index. But before, make sure you do these questions in your workbook. For the first one, x cubed squared means we've got x cubed times x cubed, which is x to the power of 6. The shortcut is we multiply indices, so 3 2s are 6. The next one, we're squaring again. Everything inside the brackets needs to get squared. So 5 gets squared and x cubed gets squared. So 5 squared is 25. And again, we multiply the indices. So we get 25x6, x to the power of 6. Division, we subtract the indices, so 6 take away 3. When we have the same base, we must have the same base here to use these index laws. 6 take away 3 is 3. So we get a to the power of 3. Question 4, still division, that's the first thing we look for. 18x5 divided by 3x squared. So 18 divided by 3 is the first step. And then with the x to the 5 divided by x squared, we subtract the indices. 5 take away 2 is 3, so we get 6x cubed. Next one, division, is just like a fraction. So 4 and 5 are similar. 30 over 6. How many 6's in 30? There are 5. So do the green part first. And then with our indices, x to 7 divided by x to the 4, we subtract the indices. So we get 5x cubed. Today we're going to talk about this rule. Anything to the power of 0 equals 1. So a to the power of 0 equals 1. So going back to our divisions, if we have 2 cubed divided by 2 cubed, we subtract the indices. 3 take away 3 is 0. And when we have the same number divided by the same number, we get 1. 2 to the power of 0 equals 1. 2 cubed is 8. So 8 divided by 8 is clearly 1. Any number to the power of 0 equals 1. So make sure this rule goes into your notes. This is how we use it. So for example, 4b, 5x to the 0. This part here is 1. So we get 5 times 1, which is 5. Example 4c. This part here we've just said is 5. So we get 5 plus 3, which is 8. These are the questions that I want you to do. Questions 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can pause the video and then press play when you're ready to see if you got them right. All right, starting with the answers. B to the power of 0 equals 1. Question 7, C to the power of 0 also equals 1. This bit equals 1, so it's 8 times 1, which is 8. So this part is 8 plus 6 is 14. This one here, this part is 1, so we get 7 times 1 minus 3, which is 4. 7 take away 3 is 4. So in here, with, for example, 4D, we have this part to the power of 0. Anything to the power of 0 equals 1. So that includes 5x cubed. If we put the 0 in the inside the brackets for example 4e, we need to do this slightly differently. So it's x to the power of 0. So the part inside the square is equal to 1. So we get 7 times 1 inside the bracket, which is 7. So we get 7 squared. The other way to think about it is to square this part and square this part. 0 times 2 is 0. So that's why this part's 1. X to the 0 equals 1. All up, 7 squared is 49. So the answer is 49. These are the questions, 11, 12, 13, 14. Again, pause the videos, do the questions, and then I'll explain the answers. So for question 11, part of the working out is done here already. So we get everything inside this bracket needs to be raised to the power of 0. So 3 to the power of 0, x to the power of 5 times 0. So we get 3 to the 0, x to the 5 times 0, which is, this part's 1, this part's 1, so we get 1 times 1 equals 1. Anything to the power of 0 equals 1. This one is also 1. Just be careful with this one. This is the one where it has 2 on the outside. So it means we've got 2 squared, a to the power of 0, which is 1. So we get 2 squared times a to the 0. This part here is 1. 2 squared is 4, so we get 4 as our answer, 4 times 1. Always be on the lookout for the twist in maths.